roads to immortality in amateur wrestling lead to the same place, regardless of a wrestler's nationality, weight class, or experience level. The passport to greatness is the Olympics. In the star-studded history of Oklahoma State wrestling, only 10 men have brought home the Olympic gold medal. Cowboy wrestling has accounted for 12 golds overall, including 2 each by Yojiro Uitake Obata and John Smith. In 1960, Ponca City's Shelby Wilson joined the gold medal club that is home to the elite of the elite, and in doing so, he cemented his place in the OSU Athletics Hall of Honor. Wilson was one of the Oklahoma State greats as a collegian, one of the anchors of 2 national championship teams. He was also a 2-time All-American, a 2-time Big 8 champion, and a 2-time NCAA finalist.
Well, I think with Shelby, the main thing was just his work ethic, and I think he worked really hard and was always in shape and worked hard, and I always thought he could win. Is the way that I always thought of him. And you know, even though you lose sometimes, if you come back and work a little harder, you get there. And I think that's Shelby Wilson.
Wilson's career record was sterling, with just 2 total losses, both at 137 pounds. He never lost a match at 147 pounds. He was such a special talent that he was the only Olympic wrestler that qualified for both the Greco-Roman and the Freestyle teams. He competed in Rome in 1960 in the Freestyle tournament.
You know, there's a great story about that Myron Roderick, said, "Hey, Shelby, I think you ought to try out." He encouraged him to try out. He wasn't going to. And, but I want you need to do it at this weight, the weight below. And of course, Shelby had always thought that he wasn't a better wrestler when he cut down to the lowest weight. And so he went at the upper weight, and Myron said, "Well, probably won't make the team." But he proved him wrong, and he made the Olympic team in 1960.
In Rome, Wilson rolled to the gold medal, along with fellow Ponca City native and Oklahoma State Cowboy Doug Blubaugh. Along the way, Wilson disposed of reigning world champion Volodymyr Siniavsky in the shadowed ruins of Rome's ancient Basilica.
Oh yeah, I've talked to Shelby about Rome, the experience of Rome, what it was like, how you got over there, to what was the Olympic Village like, to what was the experience where they wrestled, and I don't know if you remember the Forum there in Rome, outdoor event that always looked cool when I was young. Like, this is so cool. It was always just like, that's what I want.
As bright as the spotlight was for an Olympic champion and all that it entailed, including induction into the National Wrestling Hall of Fame, Shelby Wilson's enduring legacy will be that of his post-wrestling career and the literal generations of people he has impacted. From 1969 to 1974, he was the head wrestling coach at the University of Colorado. Following his time in Boulder, he moved to Indiana, where he rejoined fellow Poncan and Cowboy gold medalist Blubaugh in youth-centered programs. He spent 20 years as the head wrestling coach at Owen Valley High School and became a minister and launched efforts in various campaigns and avenues to reach young people.
Shelby has really had an unusual, remarkable career post-wrestling. He's never been one to go for titles. He's always kind of worked. He's a very Christian man, and I don't think he really cared about titles, but he cared about influencing and impacting people. He's been a real mentor.
You think about his ministry over a long period of time. He influenced a lot of people. A lot of people followed him. A lot of people made a career out of what he made his career out of, and that's preaching the gospel and sharing his beliefs, and he's just a guy that we're very proud of.
I remember him being a great wrestler and a great person, and he's a great ambassador for Oklahoma State wrestling.
His accomplishments in Rome, in Stillwater, and in Ponca City are legendary. But the impact he has had on others will be more enduring, more impactful, and more long-lasting. He has had more than a Hall of Fame wrestling career. He has led a Hall of Fame life. 2023 OSU Hall of Honor inductee, Shelby Wilson.